got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. All right. Hello, family. That's right. You can talk back to me. I like that. I am a country boy, let me tell you. Born and bred, I grew up about 40 miles north of Chattanooga, Tennessee, in a small town called Bakewell. I'm sure none of you have heard of it. But I've been, for the past 20 years, making my way across the planet, creating tiny pockets of creating tiny pockets of world peace, while just sharing and studying the emergence of traditional forms of African American sacred music in non-traditional venues. Now, in non-academic layman's terms, all that means is that I teach black gospel music to white folk. Now, most, if not all, of the credit for my patchwork music education goes to my family. I cut my teeth playing the piano at the local Baptist church at the age of 5, while I sang in a choir with my mother, her 4 sisters, my grandfather, and a various collection of other cousins. Now, my daddy played the piano, and I remember as a young boy being riveted as I watched his hand smack the keys. It was almost like he was playing a drum. And then after church, we would come home to a nest filled with 70s funk and Edwin Hawkins' "Oh, Happy Day." Oh, I like that. And music belonged to everybody, musician and non-musician alike. And how could it not when every Sunday the air was filled with, "I've got a song, you've got a song, all of God's children got a song." And we sang, "This little light of mine, whoa, I'm gonna let it shine." Oh. In an environment that saw black existence as the epitome of darkness. And we chanted, "Say it loud." Yeah. I'm black and I'm proud in a world that taught us to be ashamed of who we were. And it was Sister Aretha, if I recall, that taught us about RESPECT. Y'all are just giving it to me up in here today, huh? It was Brother Sam Cooke that taught us not only to hope, but to know a change gonna come. Whoa, yes it will. Brother Marvin challenged us to pose the most urgent question. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And we learned to summon everybody to the fold when we sang with the mighty OJs. People all over the world, come on y'all, join hands, start a love train, a love train. And these were our philosophers, and from these great philosophers, what we all learned was that black music is unity music, and that it impels us to find our voice in a collective song. Through this music, I came to understand that I am only me because we are we. And it was here that I found my strength and that I announced my existence. And that I grew my wings and emerged with a stronger sense of self and mission. Now, I started my professional career at Big Brothers Big Sisters in Columbia, South Carolina, working with the Dream Builders Club which was a program designed to help youth explore their powers of self-expression through music and drama, and moved on to co-found One Human Family music workshops. And since then, I've been creating music-centered models of unity to address racism in the United States. Now, integral to my workshops are the frank, honest, and oftentimes uncomfortable conversations about race. And sometimes they would spill over onto the tour bus or continue at the dinner table or into the hotel rooms. But I always found it quite fulfilling when someone would come to one of my workshops with merely a desire to sing the music, and they would leave an articulate, passionate advocate for racial justice. And it was good to see that my passion could finally find its vocation. Now, one day, I was having a conversation with my grandfather. Papa, as he was affectionately known to me, was watching a DVD of a workshop that I was giving in Vancouver. And it was a choir of about 70 to 80 people, primarily, older white Canadians. But certainly not like any gospel choir that my grandfather or my papa had seen before. And he kind of looked at me and smiled, chuckled a little bit. He said, "Boy, is that what you've been doing for the past 10, 15 years?" And I kind of smiled back and I said, "Yes, sir, that's my job. That's what I've been doing." But then my papa, caught up in the spirit of that music, looked at me and he said, "Son, you keep doing what you're doing." And I felt he had a little bit more to say, so I asked him why, and he said, "Eric, because that music was never meant to be just for us." And in that moment, I realized that my family had given me much, much more than music, that they had equipped me with some essential tools that I would need to further my own life's mission. And one of the ways that they did that was through the practice of call and response. And I think that y'all know what that means, right? But we're going to illustrate it right now. So here we go. Now, if I sing "This Little Light of Mine," what you going to sing? All right, let me give you a little more modern example. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I'm loving y'all today. I'm loving y'all today. Now, more than a theory of music, the practice of call and response is a theory of relationship that reinforces the inestimable value of other people. Now, I know this might sound a bit matter of fact, but let's be honest. How many times have you offered your opinion and not bothered listening for or been that concerned about waiting on a response? Some of y'all have done that, I think. Okay. It's okay. Now, in this vital practice, one has to risk being vulnerable and offer who they are to the group and allow the group to shape them in real time, in the moment, right now. It's not just listening. It is the creative incorporation and appreciation of feedback that can not only make you better, but that can draw you into a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your community. And that's why I believe that we can sing our way to understanding and unite the world one song at a time. Now, those are my people. Those are my people, my Canadians. I love those folks up there. Now, across the world, I've traveled many places, conducted workshops, and touching many cultures, sharing about the unific power of music. And so one time I had an opportunity to travel to the Czech Republic. And while there, I sang a song that my great-grandmother, Papa's mother, taught me when I was a little boy. hold on just a little while longer, 'cause everything is gonna be all right. And after that concert, an elderly Czech woman came up to me and through a translator told me that she knew my grandmother. Now, of course, she didn't know my grandmother, but she came to understand her essence and her struggle through that music. And she then took off a rosary that she had held close to her heart for the nearly 40 years that she was not allowed to worship publicly, and she handed it to me like she was handing a gift to her grandchild. Now, at another workshop in Vancouver, a young white guy stands up, and he looks at me, and he points out he sticks out his chest, wants to share his experience, and he says, I'd like to thank you, Eric, today. I'd like to thank you for helping me to release my inner black woman. What a reaction to get from a young white dude. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what I was looking for, but whatever works. Now I'm going to make my way back over here. So whether I'm traveling through the Andes with a group of African-American gospel singers from Harlem, or making my way through Tuscany, beautiful, beautiful vineyards teaching gospel music, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And whether I'm working with a group of Japanese youth in Okayama or singing and dancing with Zulu tribesmen in South Africa, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Or whether I'm getting down under with a group of my Aussie kinfolk blowing the roof off a church in Melbourne, or welcoming President Mandela to the United Nations with a sonic army of 300 children, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And I don't do that just for me. I don't do that for my family. I don't do that just for black folk, because as my papa once told me, that music was never meant to be just for us. It's for the entire planet. So I let my little light shine so that I can help do my small part to ignite the little light that lives inside all of us. So everybody on your feet, let's sing a little bit. Here we go. Y'all sing with me. Here we go. This little light of mine. Come on, y'all. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Everybody sing. This little light of mine. Oh, let it shine. Let it shine. One more time. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Thank you very much.